Okay, we'll go to Christine.
Hey, Helen.
Hello.
Hi. I just had, I guess I had a question and maybe just wanted to bring this up to expose it. So the first question about being stuck, and made a comment questioning what is already free about me. And then in the 90-day challenge with questioning, my question is also where am I?
Hmm.
And then I listened to your message and there's conviction in what you're saying with that you don't have any location and that you are in all bodies and everywhere. And when I ask where I am, when I question, there is that awareness, there isn't a sense of a boundary, but there also isn't the conviction um that there's everything, so and there's some doubt lurking
Yeah.
that that's true. And so I just want to raise it and get what you.
Hmm. It's very normal at first. We've been so convinced for a long time, if we're using this question, where am I? I know where I am, so I am here, this. Um, so as we look and see, but I can't find the body's here, but I don't actually know where I am. I'm not an object that can be in one place. I'm not actually a someone. So you see that and you see that, and each time you see it, you're a little bit more convinced than you were last time. And there might be some doubt that arises in that process, that yeah, I'm not fully convinced in my own um experience. And it's only because the way of experiencing yourself is changing over. We spent so long experiencing ourselves as an imaginary separate someone that it takes the repetition just to come to that point of certainty. Because I wanted to know, when I saw the sages and the teachers, they were had this absolute certainty. This is what I am, and I know it. There's no question, no doubt. So I tried to find out what they'd done that gave them that sense of certainty beyond any capacity to doubt who they are. And it was just repetition, looking again and again and again. And in that looking and not finding a someone and finding only some essence that doesn't have a location, it was just becoming more and more powerful. The first time it was like, yeah, I can't find out where I can't find where I am. I know I don't have any edges or boundaries because I'm not a thing. So, doesn't fix any of my problems, or I don't feel blissful. But as I kept looking and looking and looking, something really powerful was changing inside. If you look back when you started the inquiry, you probably are more convinced now than you were before you started.
Yeah, I see through the day the question, the inquiry is just happening.
Mhm.
There's a lot more peace, so even if momentarily the attention goes to whatever's happening and there's an emotion, then it's like I could still be aware, and I there's definitely peace. There's not like this bliss, but
Oh, it comes in time
yeah.
because the bliss and joy and all of that is coming from an abundance of life force, and all of our life force has been tied up in thinking. It takes a lot of energy to continuously reinforce this idea that we're a separate person moving around in the world because it's so untrue, yet it feels true. So as you start to really inquire consistently and work with the same question, you start to gain back some of that life force. First, it's just peace and equanimity. Even if the mind's going crazy, you've still kind of got this capacity to just watch it, and there's a little bit of peace. But it will deepen over time into a lot of peace and a deep sense of love and then joy and then bliss and onwards from there. But not doing it for that reason, just doing it because we want to see who we really are. because it's
Yeah.
what's true. You might as well know what's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Plus, it's really nice not to be able to suffer, you know?
Yeah, no, that's definitely diminished more. Like it has, there's the moments, but it's less and less, and it's more of that doubt or feeling like that full conviction.
Mhm.
And that's what tripped me up. Also, not me, but
Yeah.
when I was with Moody, I've had many clear seeings, like over time, and then it's just like this doubt lingers. Like, is that it? And so like it's coming up again, which I guess I just have to your point. It's
What does the doubt say? What does it say?
like I don't know for sure. I don't know.
You don't know
Like
where you
if for
are, or
example, I know that I'm this presence, this space. It's I see my body doing things, even recognize throughout the day that whatever needs to be done is being done, and without like effort of me thinking or having to do it. That's clear. I've had these glimpses of when I was asking on the train yesterday, like the train's moving, but I presence was not moving.
yeah,
Everything is moving through it. I've had few things like that happen, and there's no doubt in that. It's more of like maybe it's around, and I know that also what I am is already free. Like there is no anger, like without thought, without telling myself something, that part is free. It was more like when I ask like am I in that like conviction of that like that there is no boundary and that this is all there is no separate being. Like there's the glimpses of that knowing, but not that conviction.
you can also speed it up in a way by exploring that. When you find that formless consciousness, just exploring, can it have an edge? Can it stop? Like really, and can it be divided into parts? Are there lots of separate beings? For me, it was just really a deep curiosity at one point to really look at this thing. Whatever I'm doubting is just to really look at that. Okay, I kind of get that I don't have any edges because only a thing can have edges and boundaries. But I really want to keep experiencing. I really want to keep looking at it again and again until I've completely eradicated any doubt in that particular thing. So I had to explore, does it die consciousness? Is it born? Can it suffer? Can it be divided? Can it stop anywhere where it meets a form? All these things I had kind of had to look at as an aspect of this where am I question. Because if I'm asking where am I and I'm believing that I stop, where I meet the next object, I want to kind of investigate that, right? Can something like a solid form stop the formlessness? It's good to just be a little curious about that.
Mhm.
And it's naturally going to happen anyway, just encouraging and working with that. That's all the sages have done is to look at this again and again. And mind will always feel like you can't really ever find this stuff out, but you can. You are the source of the mind.
Thank you.
It's very, very normal. And just using those doubts to kind of further your seeing. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.